Let's go. Let's do this. Welcome to FlavrSquared. Chef Joe up, George behind the camera, and Alisa pressing the button early over there. You could put the camera over there, George. You could put the camera over there.
I'm not a Mets fan.
No, there's no Mets fan here. Go Yankees. All right, we won tonight. Okay, so tonight I had a little idea, but it turned into something, you know, like I didn't even want to deal with it. But we're making meatball sliders. But out of one appetizer, I'm gonna turn it into two. You'll see how. Something easy and simple. I'm gonna give you guys the recipe for the meatballs and for the cheese sauce as well. Okay? It'll be like a cheese croquette kind of thing. You will see. You know, it'll be pretty cool. So on this recipe, what I have over here is 1.5 pounds of ground beef, which is this is Angus prime, nothing cheap, something good. And for the ingredients you have is 1/4 of a red onion, which I saute. Same thing on the garlic. I'll have a tablespoon of garlic, which I cook it sauteed as well, real quick. 1 tablespoon of thyme leaves, 1 tablespoon of basil leaves, and 1 tablespoon of oregano. 1 teaspoon of red chili flakes. That's your seasoning. That's the seasoning we're gonna use for the meats. Again, garlic and the onion, you have to cook it. You have to sweat it out. That's real important that you guys do that. Why? That way you develop the flavors, you know, out of the onion and the garlic. What's going on, George? Is your mic on? Because last week, I mean, your mic was off.
I'm hoping that the mic is on.
And I was talking by myself last time. Okay. Hi, Manny. How are you? Hi, Nelva.
Is that what we usually do? We just let you talk and just listen?
No, you always try to give me shit most of the time, but, you know, it is what it is.
I'm trying to be professional.
Yes. On the meats, okay? I'm going to go with the meats. I'm going to season one of those big pinches like you guys know. 2 big pinches of salt, pepper, fresh cracked pepper. I'm going with the garlic. Again, the garlic is cooked. 1 tablespoon of garlic, chopped garlic. The onion, again, same thing. I cooked it. I'm going with the thyme leaves. I'm going with the oregano, basil leaves, and red chili flakes. Okay? So you have to play with it now. George, can you zoom in? So you can see what I'm doing?
Sure.
What's up, Mundo? How are you guys? What's going on? Please, right now, guys, right now, hit the share button right now so you can share the video and I could get some more people in the show. Please hit the share button. Everyone, hit the share button. Again, once you add your seasoning, make sure that you mix it well. Okay? You mix it real well. If you guys want, you can also add panko to it. You know, about 1/4 of a cup to this recipe. I didn't do that. I'm not going for that, but you know, if you guys want, you can do that as well. Okay, so once you mix it good, you guys can go ahead and make your meatballs. Again, they're sliders, so it depends on what type of bread you guys are using at home. You can make it the size that you need to fit your needs on the bread. So this is what we're looking for, okay? Something like that. Make sure that you shape them real good. That way they don't look like a brain or something when you're frying them. That's usually what happens when you fry the meatballs at home and you don't shape them the right way.
What?
What do you mean what, George? It's true. Forgot your meatball? George, show them my nipple. My nipple,
no.
My piercing. Show them my nipple piercing, bro. They want to see my nipple piercing. Look at that. That happened today. It's kind of swollen right now, but it'll go away. It'll go away. So,
It'll
again,
be infected by the end
this
of the
is...
day.
What was that, George?
It'll be infected by the end of the day.
By the end of the show, it'll be infected, yes. So...
all right, what's happening now is I can't get a clean shot of them in the bowl. So can you show them outside of the bowl? Like
yes.
Yes, please.
That's the size
move
that
the
you're
bowl
going
out
for?
of the way, Sug.
Huh?
Move the bowl out of the way.
Move the bowl out?
Yeah, move the bowl out of the way. Grab 2 of the meatballs so they can see them.
Oh! Okay, so yeah, the 2 meatballs are right here.
Dude, no. That's not what I
You
meant.
just told me to show the meatballs. Okay.
It's like Dumb and Dumber. Holy shit.
At least I go through a lot over here if you didn't know, you know. Again, this is the size that you're going for. And I wasn't going to do all of it, but hey, I did. Again, just shape it. Let me try to hurry up because we have to do the cheese sauce. And I mean, I did that one before. You guys saw it, but I want to go through it again. So yeah, one more time. This is what you guys want to do at home. Once you shape it, you should let it rest about 5 to 10 minutes on the refrigerator. And
now
what you
remember,
guys do,
when you cook it, a lot of that fat that's going to be rendered inside the meat is going to make the balls smaller. So keep that in mind.
what you guys do, first thing you guys do, you guys fry it, okay? It's not like you're gonna finish it on the oil, FYI, okay? You're not gonna finish it on the oil. I'm just doing the demo. You fry it. You don't have to give it much color or anything. You just want to kind of sear it, okay? Why? Because you want to keep the garlic, onion, all that stuff. You see how it's coming out? You want to make sure that you keep it inside. So, once you guys do that, you guys take it out. Yes, I'm gonna put it with the raw one. It's okay. I'm gonna cook the other ones later on.
Yeah, and also remember, like, if you do it directly in the oven and don't do this frying pan process in the beginning, chances are while cooking in the oven, they're gonna fall apart.
Yes, they'll fall apart. So,
So if
this
you want
is
to
a
keep
very
them round and
important step.
together, yep, deep frying them, you got to do it. You got to sear it.
You have to sear it. Again, that's the size that you guys want to go with. And once you do that, I'm gonna show you. You basically drop it. Come over here, George. And you know what? I'll go over there. Once you sear it, what you do, you put it inside your marinara sauce, and you finish it there. So you basically put it on the marinara sauce for about 8 to 10 minutes, and that'll be fully cooked. Okay? You finish it on the marinara sauce. So that's why. Let me lower the heat over here. Okay. So for the meat sauce, for the cheese sauce. We did it before, but we did it for another type of application. So we have over here 1 tablespoon of AP flour, all purpose. Butter, we use the same amount, about 1 tablespoon. I mean, it's not like we're doing pastry that you have to be exact when you're making a roux. Okay, we have 1 pound of mozzarella cheese, which we grated. And we have 3.5 cups of cream. So for this, again, this is simple, nothing crazy, easy to do. I think I did this when we did the burger challenge, if I'm not mistaken. So you go ahead with the butter. George, if you can zoom in. Add the butter. And go with the flour. And what you'll do, you'll whisk it. Yeah, it's happening. Whisk it, and you're gonna cook the flour. So for the amount of flour, what happened? Tell me.
You missed the spot.
Oh, thank you. For the amount of flour that I have, I don't have to cook it for a long time. So make sure it's fully cooked. Why? If you just add the flour and the butter and you add the cream right away, you're gonna taste the flour. So that's why you have to cook the flour. How you know you cook the flour? For this amount, it will take about 30 to 40 seconds, and then it starts doing this, all those bubbles. So at this point, I can go ahead and add the cream. I might not use all of it. I'll start with a little bit first, and I'll keep going. Again, you whisk it. And I'm going to crack some pepper there. Crack some pepper. Pinch of salt. Make it another one. Whisk it again. Let me give it some more heat. And once it starts getting thicker, heavy. George's favorite word, thick. Once it starts to get thicker, you go add a little bit more of the cream. Once the heat goes, once the heat rises on the liquid that we have on our cream and the ingredients, it's gonna get thicker. You need heat to make the flour, bind, not bind. I could get technical on this, but it's not even working.
He doesn't know the words. He wants to get technical, but he can't.
I can't get the right word right now. Anyways.
When the molecular structures combine.
Yes, thank you, George. You know what? You hit the jackpot for the first time. So, out of the cream that we use, we was 3.5. I'm gonna use a little bit more. So I use 2.5 cups out of everything, okay? So change that. And again, I'm gonna bring it to a boil. You can see it already. George, can you?
It's gotta be a full boil or like a rolling boil?
Like a simmer. You bring it to a simmer. The problem with the top that I have is that it's induction, so it's not. When I lift it up, it stops working, so I have to leave it there. So okay, I can see right now that it's at the stage that I want, and I'm going to add the cheese. Okay. I'm going to add the cheese. You can see it simmering, George, right now. Can you?
I'm trying to get it. Yeah, there you go.
You can see it simmering. It's already at the stage that I want. I'm going to add the cheese. And again, I'm going to whisk it. And that's what you want. You want to make sure you bind everything. Everything is emulsified in there. So the cheese, the cream, everything. Okay? That's what you want for the sauce. What's the sage called, Nerva? Well, I didn't use sage, Nerva. You mean the sauce? This is cheese sauce, sister. Cheese sauce. You see it? Oh, the sauce. Okay, the sauce that I did before is a bechamel sauce. Sorry about that. Okay, so this is done. So what I'm going to do, on a pan, I put a piece of wax paper and I sprayed it. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to drop it in there. That's what you want to do. Okay? After you do that, what you do is this. This here, put it on the refrigerator, and when it chills down, it becomes thicker, it becomes hard. So once it's cool enough, put it on the freezer for about 30 minutes. Once you put it on the freezer for about 30 minutes, it's workable like this. So this is basically it. You see how hard it got? That's basically it, okay? So with a knife, you can go ahead and cut it, and you could get squares out of the whole thing. So these squares, you could bread them, you know?
You can make the squares as big as you want.
As big as you want.
You can make them the size of a big slice of cheese, like for a burger or a sandwich. You can make them little for a slider, like we're gonna do.
And the cheese was mozzarella cheese, the one I use for the sauce, man. Again, once you chill it on the refrigerator, put it on the freezer for about 30 minutes, and this is what happens to it, okay? That's basically your finished product.
Why don't you cut a piece of the
I'll cut a piece so they can see. Let me move this away. Again, it needs to be workable. So you have to cut it. See? You cut it in small squares, however you want. If you want to go bigger, if you want to make bigger croquettes, whatever it is, it's up to you. I don't know why it's frizzy. Anyways, that's what you're trying to do. You gotta get those squares, okay? So you guys saw exactly what we did over here. I pour it over here. I refrigerate it. This is the end product. You know what? I'm gonna keep 3 of the ones that I cut. Let me put the rest away. And this is something that when you do it, you can freeze it again after you bread them, and you can save them for later use. Okay. So again, this one goes to the refrigerator and you chill it. Okay. Once you do that, you can go ahead and bread it. And you need a breading station. So for your breading station, all you need is flour, egg wash, and panko. Okay? Again, this is something easy and simple. Flour, egg wash, and panko. George, you want to get your hands dirty?
No.
I mean, you already did the nipple earlier, but you know, you can go ahead and
I already disinfected my hands.
You did?
Yeah.
Okay, so
I think I got a little bit of milk from your nipple on my hands.
I love panko. Panko is something that you could use on 100,000 things. I mean, so many stuff you can do with panko. It's not even funny. All right, so to bread them, flour. Okay. Make sure that you remove the excess flour off of it. Excuse me. Egg. Drop it in the egg. Again, on this one, remove the excess flour. It goes to the egg, and then it goes to the panko. Make sure that you covered every little corner. Okay? Why? Because if you don't, when you fry it, it leaks out.
Yeah, because once you heat these up, once you fry them,
It's
they're
back
gonna
to
be
liquid.
like, it's gonna be like a crust with melted cheese inside.
So this is
it's gonna
what you do.
drip right out.
This is what you want to do once you bread them. Okay? Once you bread them, that's what you want to do. So it's like a mozzarella kind of thing, but more saucy.
A good indicator is when you're dipping it into the egg wash, look at it and make sure it's fully covered. There's no like little white holes or anything that you see anywhere.
Now, another trick to this that you have to, another rule, I'll say this a rule that you have to follow when you're doing this cheese sauce croquette, is that once you bread it, you have to let it sit on the refrigerator for about 8 minutes minimum. Why? You have to let it, do its thing. You have to let it bind the egg and the flour and the panko. You have to let it sit.
Yeah, you don't want it to separate it.
You don't want it to separate it right away when you are frying it. Okay, so that's, again, this is what you want to do. Okay, that's what you want to do. Once you do that, again, let it rest. Once you let it rest, you can go ahead and fry it. So again, this is an easy recipe, nothing crazy. You saw the meatballs, how we did them. I have the meatballs over here on the sauce, and it's nothing crazy. Okay, so meatballs are done, and I have over here some of the croquettes that I did earlier. I did in advance, magic. So now I'm gonna fry it. So out of this recipe, I'm gonna do I'm gonna do 2 appetizers. I'm gonna do the sliders, and you will see the other one. So let's fry now. So they're fine. Another thing is, it's better to fry them when they're cold. Why? Because once you drop in the oil and you start to fry them, by the time you hang side, you start to go brown. It's a slider. It's not like you want to have a pasta. It's not like you want to have a pasta or anything like that, so you can go ahead and do it. You want to more like a burger, and then a meatball. Yes, you can, I mean, we can do it. Yeah. It's vertical. It's exactly what you got. So let's take it now. Okay, this is good to go. You want to get them out? Make sure you're using a paper towel on the bottom, that way you can catch all the grease and you're not eating that.
Yeah, because we're
Go ahead, say it.
we're very healthy eaters.
Yeah, we are. Yo, George got on a diet, so that means I'm going on a diet.
No, nobody started a diet, bro.
I'm going on a diet with George. See how long we keep it for. Okay, so
He thinks I'm on a diet because I refuse to eat some of the Philly cheesesteak he was having earlier. But we didn't make it here. He bought it from somewhere, and there was so much grease coming out of that damn thing. I was like, nah, man.
So again, George, show them please. Joe, listen, don't get me started. Okay, so I'm using Hawaiian rolls. I wanted to show them this real quick. These are the ones that we did. So you might see them, you know, either split open or something like that. Again, you have to let them sit. If you don't let them sit, it's gonna go bad right away.
Now I want everybody to know how manly Joab is, because I mean he's just gangster. Because anytime you're frying like this, you know that oil goes popping and goes flying everywhere. He's in a Speedo, right by the fryer.
Whatever, George.
Well, you know what? I'll take that back. Because judging by the nail in his nipple, he likes pain.
Whatever, George. Yes, sir. That's looking good. Okay, so we have our bread over here. We can go ahead and set the mozzarella right on top. Okay, and it's about to get messy over here. Let me get this guys out.
You want to cut one so they understand what that is?
I will. You see, look what I wanted to show them this, but oh well.
Let's take that out.
Give me a second. Let me finish here. That's off already. Let me put this guy over here. Okay, so let me cut one open. Yes, this shit is hot. So there you go. Again, it's super saucy, so don't expect the long string, because remember you have cream over here and you have butter.
Yeah, it's just
and
gonna be dripping down.
Okay. Let me clean my hand. Okay, so you have the mozzarella. Now what you do, set the meatball right on top of it. Look at that. Set the meatball right on top. This is something that you can do for the football game, for the Yankees game, not for the Mets game, because you're not going to see them till next year. Sorry, Isaac. They're not coming back until next year.
Speaking of the Mets, I mean, listen, everybody knows I'm not a hater. I support all New York teams no matter what. However, I am mad at certain New York fans that jump on bandwagons.
Yeah.
All right. Certain Met fans
Isaac number one.
were hating and didn't want the Yankees to go anywhere. They weren't going to get past the wild card. They weren't even going to get a wild card. And next thing you know, I find evidence now that they got smuggled into Yankee Stadium wearing Yankee jerseys. How about that?
Oh, man.
Now, are those fake Yankee fans or fake Met fans? That's the question.
I believe it's fake Met fan.
Yeah, that's beyond disrespectful. I mean, the Yankees will take any fans that'll come. We welcome everyone. But, however, as a Met fan, you're just not loyal.
Okay, so you can see the whole slider there. This is the type of greasy slider, so when you having all the alcohol.
One's about to run away.
Yeah, look at this guy, bro. George, look at that guy. Look
You
at
should squeeze, yeah,
zoom
you
in.
see all the...
You can see all the cheese coming out on that. Okay, so, yo, Alyssa, you down?
Sure.
She's like, okay. Again,
So that one, Joe, I pressed a little too hard on, and you see all the.
which one? This guy?
The cheese just coming out, like oozing out.
Yo, this is a good appetizer. I'll tell you that. This is something that, you know, I wouldn't mind. But again, you can see my six-pack after I stopped eating meat, so, you know. Okay, so on the other one, instead of having the sliders with the meatballs, you can just have the cheese. Okay. So you can kill two birds at once. You have two types of appetizers.
Those are like creamy, like, you know, if you ever had fried mozzarella, this is like a creamy version of it.
Yes. And I'm not sure if I have enough of it, but anyways, I'll go with it. And obviously on the center, you can go with the marinara sauce that you had at home. Now with the marinara sauce,
I'm not gonna front though, that smells really good.
With
it really does.
With the marinara sauce, you can make your own, and if you feel lazy, then buy it. Up to you.
No.
Up to you. I mean, I'm not gonna judge them. I'm not gonna see them eating fake stuff like the.
Dude, I can't
Let me
stand
not
it.
even say names.
When I see people,
Let me
Nah.
not say names.
when I see people making pasta sauce and they use gag goo, nah, man.
I mean, it is what it
bad.
is. So yeah, I thought this recipe was gonna take a longer amount of time, but it didn't. I hope that I was clear enough how to make it. Again, one appetizer, another appetizer, out of the whole thing that we did today. So
Now take a big bite out of it. Let us see it.
no, why don't you take a big bite? Why don't you take a big bite? You know what, Alyssa, you down?
I'm not taking a bite on camera.
Why not? Come on, yo.
I don't want to
Yo, that before we do that, I'm gonna take a picture out of it. Because yesterday I messed up when I was taking the pictures. And that's looking good. That's looking very good. Go ahead, George, show them. Again, I should have done some parsley or scallions so you could put it on garnish on top. I didn't do that. You guys are welcome to do that at home. A little bit of parsley or basil, you know, you can do that just to give it some contrast on your canvas, okay? I'm gonna try it.
I don't like when the meatballs are overdone and they're just like bricks.
Oh, it's good. I'll tell you that.
No,
This,
it looks
my
perfectly
friend,
cooked.
it's very good. Any questions?
If you could use any other kind of meat or cheeses.
You
sauce.
got, like I said before, beef, veal, and pork is the perfect meats for any meatball or meatloaf. Those three combined.
Again, for the sauce, I'm looking at the screen, trying to look at the questions.
Yes, you can use lamb, you can use ostrich,
Yeah,
you can use anything you want.
Whatever protein you want to make the meatball, just like George said. You can use whatever protein.
I got nothing for you.
Yo, I want to go in there. Anyways, that's that.
He's trying to be a gentleman, not eat on camera, and he's dying right now. He's salivating because he wants to kill that right there.
Yo, it looks good.
It's all good.
It tastes good. So, anyways.
If it was me, I would have gotten barked on for eating before we took pictures and all that stuff.
Yo, we messed up on the picture. Yo, this time I messed up on the picture. I'm not blaming George.
Unbelievable.
I'm not blaming George. Unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
Unless, whatever, George. Anyways, we'll see you guys here next week. Take care. See ya.